Today, I'm going to cover how women truly feel about lovemaking. Many men can't quite understand why the women they're with behave the way they do, or approach mating the way they do. This video is going to bring a couple of things to light and help you get into the mind of women. So, the next time you expect intimacy from a woman, you will think about the message that I share with you right now. Many women find lovemaking to be the deepest form of love and connection. However, the ways that women experience and express their sensuality is significantly different from how us men do. Now get this. Most women need a reason to mate, and so do men. But for men, a reason could be just seeing their woman naked. For women, it's a little more deeper than that. And if you begin to understand exactly how the female mind works, you'll have less issues. When it comes to matters that happen in the bedroom, most men's minds would readily say yes to mating, while a woman's mind most likely would only say maybe. All really depends on how her partner engages her prior to the act. And to be honest, in the absence of satisfying intercourse, a woman's carnal drive can go into sleep mode. Think about it like an old-fashioned computer, where if you don't touch the keys or move the mouse, it just goes into sleep mode and can remain in sleep mode for a very long time. So here's one key thing to take note of. For women, lovemaking begins in the mind. A lot of men tend to get agitated with women and ask questions like, "Why don't you want to do it? Why don't you crave it?" For a woman, you can't expect it to happen like that. Their bodies are a lot different than ours. Hormonally, testosterone does cause physiological desire in both genders, but to varied degrees proportionately, our masculine desire is like a loud scream, whilst the woman's desire is more like a whisper. Now, when I say, for women, lovemaking is in the mind, I actually mean it. For her, it's less about the act itself and more about the fantasizing, the reminiscing of previous good experiences, in particular the intimate experiences. That's what actually gets her going. For women, mating is mostly about being desired. While seeing an attractive guy could spike a little more excitement in her, as obviously there are some women who are very visual, there's a whole other spectrum of women who think more about whether he finds her attractive and hot or not. Knowing that her man is hungry for her and can't wait to devour her and is waiting for the right moment is what actually gets her heated up. She wants to feel beautiful. She wants to feel loved. She wants to feel desired. And that's why a lot of women will play so many games just to elicit that response from you. They want it to be evident that you want them. They'll run around the room and make you chase them. They would do all sorts of silly things just to feel that feeling of desire. Just as, for instance, you tend to expect a lot more intimacy when it comes to marriage or being in committed relationships. Women expect that feeling of being desired and being chased, and they don't want that whole romance aspect of it to die. And so, if you're typically with a woman and you've been together for a long time, one of the biggest things she'll start complaining about is the fact that you are not romantic, or you're not like how you used to be. You used to think about her in certain ways and deliver flowers or chocolates to her office without reason, but all of a sudden, you don't do that anymore. For women, lovemaking is a mixed bag. Now, one thing that you need to note is for a lot of women, the desire for intimacy can be derailed by a lot of things, all the way from chores at home that are incomplete to kids that need attention. These little stresses kind of happen or pop up in her daily routine randomly. If a woman begins to feel like you're not helpful, you're not supportive, and all you seem to want from her is her body, she's going to withdraw, and you'll be left wandering and scratching your head, wondering where you went wrong. The main task for a lot of women is actually to try to turn off the psychological brakes that she pulls when it comes to carnal intimacy. Depending on where she grew up, for instance, there are religious thoughts and ideologies that can also be holding her back. Morals could be holding her back. There are so many things that women have been indoctrinated into that you're supposed to hold back a little when it comes to mating. You're not supposed to be the only one initiating, for instance. And so all these things come to play when it's time to go down. You'll be wondering, should I do it? Should I hold back? If you are married, there could be issues of, once again, even hormones. If she's approaching menopause, if it's that time of the month, women tend to be more sensually available around ovulation. It's just the way they are programmed. And so you'd realize that just before that time of the month, She will expect more love, expect more attention from you. And if she doesn't get that, she'll be resentful, and it will affect your carnal intimacy in the bedroom. Now you might think women often come to bed wanting a great experience, right? But in reality, they don't want intercourse unless they are aroused to do so. Sometimes getting to that point of arousal is a whole chore itself, so to speak. It could take anything from 10 to 45 minutes, depending on who she is. So, it's more mental and psychological for women than just slam, bang, thank you. And experiencing regular climaxes is not as easy for women as it is for men either. But obviously it's crucial if you want to foster continued desire in her. If she keeps coming to you and she doesn't reach her climax, or you're selfish and you just think about yourself and leave her high and dry all the time or every other time, she's going to begin to withdraw because the experience is never great. Keep in mind, for women, mating is contextual. She must feel emotionally safe to be able to give in. You can't treat her badly, treat her with disdain, treat her like she doesn't matter all week or all day, only to want to pounce on her when evening comes. It won't work for you. And if she's not feeling like she's in an emotional space where you are satisfying her needs emotionally, the excuses will start to pop up a lot. And sometimes, all the ups and downs in relationships tend to make women tame their desire and protect their heart instead. Men can just be intimate with a woman and not attach any feelings to it, but for a woman, it's a completely different story. Opening up the way she does is one of the most vulnerable ways she can let anybody into her life. And so once she does that, it's almost like certain things are triggered, and she just wants that emotional connection with you. She wants that exclusivity with you. She wants that relationship. And that's why friends with benefits type of relationships never tend to go that way, or end up the way they originally started. Because over time, as you get intimate with a woman, there are so many things that are going on beyond the surface that make her want you more, want you for herself, and want some kind of meaningful relationship, as opposed to just lovemaking. For a woman, mating is part of the whole. It's not the entire thing. And making love may flow from the warmth that she feels in a relationship, but it's not necessarily the source of heat. Well, there you have it. This is how women really think about intimacy. If you begin to understand these things, your relationships would be more exciting, have more understanding, and would flourish because both partners will actually understand where each other are coming from. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to support the channel down below by subscribing and dropping a like. See you in the next one. Stay blessed.